It's the classic sub versus dub debate. Today, I would like to give you a brief analysis on how a dub of an anime can easily ruin the intended meaning of the show. Now, before I begin, I just want to say that I actually like the dub of Mob Psycho 100. I think the voices are perfect for the roles, and the overall dub is a decent translation. However, there is one translation in the series that has been bugging me since the beginning. It takes place in episode 5 during the fight with Mob and Teru, which still remains one of my favorite episodes till this day. To give you some background, Mob is caught up in a fight with another psychic who reflects what kind of person Mob would be if he used his psychic powers to solve all his problems in life. Teru is enraged at the idea that he would be nothing without his psychic powers, so what he ends up doing is he starts to choke Mob out. All the while, Mob is refusing to use his psychic powers against Teru and retaliates by just using his fists.
What the hell was that?
This is around the time the dub begins to translate his inner thoughts.
I'm going to change. No, I won't use them. It's coming. I'm going to change.
Wait, what was that?
It's coming.
It's coming? What's coming? Oh. So the idea behind this dub is while Mob is slowly passing out, he knows his unconscious self will take over and attack Teru. This is called foreshadowing. So the translation of "it's coming" is actually hinting to what happens afterward and put Mob in a position where he supposedly knows what's going to happen next. This line exists alongside with him saying, "I'm going to change," which is now linked to being foreshadowing for him transforming.
It's coming. I'm going to change.
But as you can hear in the sub, this line doesn't exist. And even in the original manga, the line "it's coming" is nowhere in sight. In fact, it says "I have changed" instead of "I'm going to change." So maybe some might be asking, well, what's the big deal? They're just adding dialogue so the audience can have a better understanding of what's going to happen next. But that's exactly the problem. The audience isn't supposed to know what's going to happen next. But doesn't he say, "I'm going to change"? Isn't that foreshadowing? Actually, the line "I'm going to change" has a completely different meaning in this scene. It has little to nothing to do with him transforming into his question percentage. The scene is about him coming into realization that he wants to be more than Teru has become. He doesn't want to use his powers against people because he doesn't want to hurt anyone. He doesn't want to use his powers to solve all his problems because he wants to become something more than a psychic. These are crucial character traits that make Mob who he is. When he says, "I'm going to change," what he means is he's going to become a better person. He's going to become stronger on his own. He's going to be able to control his emotions. He's going to have friends, a girlfriend, a whole life, with his own effort and not some psychic ability. This also has a big connection for afterwards when he cries and puts the school back together. As the narrator explains, he realized he hadn't changed yet.
It was then that Mob realized he failed to change as he had promised himself. He didn't know where to direct his emotions. His powerlessness born from overwhelming contradictions and the feeling he would never be able to conquer himself. Sadness.
He still has a long way to go, because just like Teru says,
Don't you get it? People can't change that easily.
People can't change that easily. I understand when they hire writers on anime to translate the dialogue, it's a difficult job, especially when you need to extend dialogue so that it'll fit for how long the character is speaking in the animation. But this is an example of a translator just simply not understanding the point of a scene, and accidentally providing foreshadowing where there should be none. Sure, it's just one line, but it's one line that doesn't have to be there. And the idea that people could get confused because they added in one line that shouldn't have been there is why I always recommend anime fans watch the sub first so they can get a better understand of what is actually supposed to be translated. What's worse, I know that sometimes dubs will take anime and they'll change the translation so that it's funnier in like the English version. Funnier. But then not only do they provide a translation that makes no sense, it's also not funny. So I hate it when that happens too. But what do you guys think? Leave your comment down below and be sure to like the video just for the sake of liking the video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Program restart.